Hello folks, Kingdom here. Today I'm going to be doing another review. This one's a bit different. This is not a model kit. I'm going to be reviewing the 360. Now I've done a few console reviews on this channel before. We did the Nintendo 64 last time. It was a little while ago, I know, it's been a while since I've done reviews. But it's okay, I'm back with another one now, and I thought I'd review the 360 because 360 is an absolutely fantastic console. It's not quite... well, I think it's now considered vintage, but honestly, to tell you the truth, folks, to me the 360 never... It feels weird, it does. Like, I feel old, because it doesn't feel vintage to me, even though it is. But, so yeah, this is a 360. Now, obviously this review is based purely on reliability and all various different factors and how it feels to play 360 in 2024. So what I have is the Pro model. The Pro model came out around 2007. It's a Jasper model, and I mentioned this specifically. You can tell, by the way, just from the power output. It's a HDMI model as well, and I don't know if you can see the actual... okay, I don't know if you can see the manufacturing date, but it's around 2007. So the thing you need to know about 360 is that there's a few different versions of the 360 you can get. Now, I'm just going to specifically review the Phat model, or, well, some people call it the arcade model or the Pro model. There's the Elite model, which is in pure black. There's also some exclusive versions as well, like the Halo model, but they all relatively run more or less the same. I'm not going to be talking about the Slim. I'm going to do a separate review on the Slim. I actually have a Slim console, but it's quite different because it's an RGH console now. It's slightly different. This is just a stock retail 360. Has a 20 gigabyte hard drive, which, to tell you the truth, that's really the most you're ever going to need for the 360. There's also 60, and there's modified hard drives as well if you're going to be downloading games. Now, of course, with these Phat models, if you want to connect to the internet, you're going to need one of these. These are fairly reliable and they're very cheap. I got mine for literally €1. And that's a great thing about the 360. It's not quite old enough to be vintage. So, yeah, the 360 is probably the cheapest video game console out there. Here's the controllers as well. The controllers are, in my opinion, the best video game controllers ever made. Even better than the Xbox One, actually. I know a lot of people criticize the D-pad, but to tell you the truth, I actually prefer the D-pad over the Xbox One version. One thing to know about the 360 controllers is I'd recommend you get yourself a rechargeable battery pack. These rechargeable packs, they connect directly to the front lid of the console, and it's just so much easier than just switching batteries out. This controller was in mint condition when I bought it, although you can see the rubber pads have deteriorated. That's one problem with the 360 controller, though. These rubber pads deteriorate very quickly, especially this. This is an original, you can tell just by the silver, glossy silver. It's a 2005 controller, so it's, yeah, these rubber contacts have started to decay. But luckily you can get replacements, so it's no big deal. Here's another thing. This is the chat pad that it connects directly underneath the controller. Not the most useful thing in the world, but well, it's definitely nice, especially if you're messaging multiple people on Xbox Live, and if you don't like this D-pad, this is an essential. Wireless communication as well. These are fairly cheap to buy brand new. I think you can buy third-party ones. This is an original. Now, on the topic of Xbox Live is still operational, although there's very, very few games that use Xbox Live. Grand Theft Auto 5 got shut down. A few months ago. And and I don't know how many games are going to be still online. I think Black Ops 2 and a lot of the Call of Duty games are still online. Getting Xbox Gold, if you want to make a new if you want to make a new profile, you're going to have to do it on the computer now, but you can still download your profile. You just can't make one on the 360 anymore, which is really annoying. And at the time of me making this video, in about 2 months from now, the online store is going to shut down. Okay, so yeah, wow, we're all getting old. Now, here's the game. Well, before I talk about the games, let's talk about the console, because there's a few negatives with this, at least the Phat model. Now, like I said, this is a Jasper model, which is the most reliable and the most efficient. Generally speaking, most of these Phat models are Jaspers. You might have heard of the Red Ring of Death. It's because of melted the solder contacts on the CPU, or I think it's the GPU. I don't know much about it, but that was only really a problem with the launch consoles. It's very, very rare to find a launch console in working condition, so if you're planning on buying one of these old school 360s, it's very uncommon to find a Phat 360 that is running the risk of red ringing, because most of them would have red ringed by now. One thing that is annoying, I'm going to just move this back, is these doors break off very easily. They have a really crappy spring installed. The contacts here, now mine still works perfectly fine, but these doors break off very easily. Just in a really annoying design, but it's no big deal. I think you can get replacements online if that's something that bothers you. These consoles do not have onboard storage, so you're going to have to get a hard drive. Hard drives are dirt cheap. You can get modified ones, but unless you're downloading games, like I said, just if you're playing them off the discs, just stick with these old school drives. That's no big deal. Right, as well as the hard drives, you can also get memory sticks, kind of like the PlayStation 2. They connect in here. I think I have one. Alright, I think I have one somewhere around here. Okay, never mind. It's no big deal. Most people don't buy the memory sticks. Just stick with these hard drives, because you know they're just a lot more storage, and you can't really do much with a 500 megabyte storage drive. You can also use just a regular USB if you want to cheap out and just plug the USB either in here, or you can also plug it directly into where the internet port connects. All in all, this is an absolutely beautifully designed console. It's especially pretty when you attach this. If I can. Nope, that's the wrong way around. Yeah. Sometimes these things yellow as well. Obviously, aging plastic. Nothing you can really avoid. Oh, by the way, I would suggest you leave it lying horizontally. I've had a few problems with it lying upright, but as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's probably one of them, in my opinion, I think it's the most prettiest video game console pretty much ever. It's gorgeous, it really is. I might be a bit biased here, but I never grew up with the Phat console. I only grew up with the Slim. I got this a bit later on in life. I got this a while back, so yeah. The only thing I would warn you about the 360, the Phat model specifically, is the disk drive. Now the disk drive, or just the console in general, is ludicrously loud, okay? Like literally, it nearly gives me a headache trying to play it. Now, if noise is not something that bothers you, that's fine, but for me, it really annoys me. And I usually just play, I connect my headphones directly to the TV. But yeah, that is just something to be aware of. Now, that is the console. Let's talk about the games. Here's the first video game released for 360. It's a launch game. I actually have two launch games here. I have Oblivion and the Xbox Arcade. This arcade thing is pretty cool. It's probably the cheapest game for the 360. It's fairly simple, just has some game demos, has a modified version of Pac-Man. It's a nice little compilation for what it is, but yeah, it's really just something to add to the collection. Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls series, is a absolutely fantastic game series. Yeah, Oblivion is a fantastic game. We have Batman Arkham Asylum, which is my favorite game of all time, or one of my favorites, along with Arkham. I don't know which one is which one I prefer, Arkham Asylum or City. Personally, I think they're both amazing, but yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Minecraft, of course. This game is yeah, I started playing this game when I was younger, as a kid, and I still go back and play it from time to time. It's just a beautiful game. One thing I will mention is that Minecraft on the 360 is really expensive. Like, now I got it for about £12, but I've seen people sell it for over £30. Like, I don't know why. It's not a rare game, but yeah, apparently it's quite expensive. These games have DLC, but they might... I don't know if you can buy DLC anymore for these games, if the actual store is shut down. Here's some other games as well. This is the first Xbox 360 game I ever had. The Pure and Lego Batman compilation. There's actually a few games like this on 360 where you can get 2 in 1, or sometimes 3 in 1. That's another one. Another Lego game. So, yeah, really, to be honest, no huge complaints for the 360. It's a cheap console, cheap games, and some Xbox Live games still work. So, yeah, all in all, if you want to get into retro video games, you never played the 360 before, the 360 is a brilliant place to start. So, yeah, I really think that's all I have to say here. Just a fantastic video game console. Alright folks, looks like that's going to be it for today's video, and, well, I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.